Hi, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your October 14th, 2023 New Moon Solar Eclipse reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps this channel out immensely, so thank you so very much for doing so. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. And if you're interested in a private reading, a private personalized meditation, or a healing, check out my website, daneharttarot.com, which is also linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see what the tarot has to say, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Interesting. You're resisting a change, so just know that. There is something here where this is a change that's going to happen that's been in the works. You know, you've needed this in your life for the past 16 years, since you were 16, something to do around the number 16. Okay. But there is a sense with the Queen of Wands reversed and the Knight of Wands reversed that we get in our own way. So just being aware of that, but also remember, knights protect queens. So there's something here where we can feel not protecting, like not protected, but also not protecting ourselves. And that's going to be a very big thing to come into center with us and to ground us during this time. That's going to be huge. It's a time of profound change. The Tower is a profound change time. And it's something that we can usually want to avoid because it's going to change everything. But it's not a bad thing. A lot of people say, oh, the Tower is is terrible. It's not terrible. It's intense. It can be terrible, right? Anything can be good or bad, right? It's how we're, experiencing it in our lives. But this is profound. So just know that this is a profound change that changes a lot for us personally, spiritually, emotionally. And we need to start looking at things differently. So just be aware of this. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is celestial, reversed. We don't understand here, Leo, how affected we are by the movement of the stars, the planets, solar flares, anything like that. We're not connecting with that energy, or we can be thinking, oh, it's not a big deal. It is. It is going to be a big deal for us. So we can see the days leading up to, this new moon, the solar eclipse, as being a little wacky. Like we're like, why do I feel this way? Where is the stress coming from? And so just acknowledging that, even acknowledging that, in the Northern Hemisphere, for a lot of us, it's going to be Friday the 13th, right? I don't know if that's the same in the Southern Hemisphere, so I do apologize. But that energy of the Friday the 13th can also be affecting us. So just being aware, just, sitting there and saying, okay, I can give myself a bit of grace instead of being so hard on myself all the time is just going to be so beneficial here, Leo. Let's see what we have to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. This is the Hangman reverse. So it's going to be and energy. And I felt that this is a very masculine energy while shuffling the cards. It doesn't have to be that the person is masculine, but the energy that you feel from them is a very masculine energy. They're going to want to change your mind on something. They're going to want to pull something a certain way. And Spirit is saying here, hey, listen, seeing things differently is what we're doing. But then seeing things differently again, or having things, curated for somebody else, is not going to be cool with us. We need to look at our energy, what we need, how we're moving forward, and really embrace that, because there's an energy here that's going to say, look at it differently. Look at it this way. I want you to see it this way. I want you to be just kind of like me, or see it just like this, or this is the right way to do it. And it doesn't matter who we're talking to, whether this is somebody we love, whether this is somebody we admire, stepping back and letting us be able to choose something for ourselves or digest the information is just going to be so important. And we don't need to be bullied into things. We are starting here with the messenger of earth, and this is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is slowly and steadily moving forward, prosperity and success. When I first saw this card, Spirit said, touch earth. So it can be physically going outside, touching the ground, sitting on the ground, bare feet on the ground type of energy can be so beneficial for you. There's a lot of chaos. And this makes sense. A solar eclipse is intense, right? And we are ruled by the sun. So understanding that a solar eclipse is a very intense time for us is important, and grounding ourselves in this intensity, or despite this intensity, that's a better way of saying it. Grounding ourselves despite this intensity is going to be a very, very beneficial thing for us to do as we move forward and as we go after what we want and what we need. There's also earth sign energy around us, a Taurus, a Virgo, a Capricorn. I see this as very positive, helping us to move forward, helping us to get to where we want to be, but also a bit of a protective energy when we seem to be doubting our footing. So that's going to be a big deal. Now, with the Tower here, I don't see this as negative. The Tower reversed is rebuilding, right? Coming out of a time of profound change. We are in a time of profound change. I don't see it as negative. I do see it as very powerful for within us, as how we want to move forward, as to, what we're embracing within ourselves and where we need to be. So this is a time of change. We can feel our foundation is a bit wobbly. We can also be going from a big event in our lives to another big event in our lives, or a big change. This could be, moving job. This could be moving house. It would be changing jobs, not moving jobs. But I see this as a profound movement within ourselves. Also honoring our own gut feels, our own intuition, our own drive and move forward. That's going to be a big deal for us. Now, with the Queen of Wands reversed, our temper can be getting the best of us. So just be aware of this during this time, because we have the Knight of Wands reversed, the Queen of Wands reversed. We can be very reactionary. And I do see this as being strongly linked to the solar eclipse. So understanding that, respecting that within ourselves is going to be very important. But we can also be very good at nurturing others, okay? But have a very hard time nurturing ourselves, connecting with ourselves, nursing our own fire, our own passion, our own desires forward. So being aware of that again is going to be highly beneficial for us. Remembering that the Queen of Wands is our passion, our determination, our connecting with our own magic, that spark as to why divinity put us on this earth, our connection with the universe. And that's a tall order, right? We can say, well, I haven't figured that out, and I've been in alignment with myself. But here it's listening. Spirit is saying you're not listening to you. It's stepping back and listening, stepping back and connecting, not being in the moment of temper, because we all do that, right? I know I do that. And it's like you're frustrated, the other person's frustrated, and it's just like you're getting nowhere. So having to step back is so important and yet so hard to do. And in ourselves, we need to do that as well. What are we pushing ourselves to, to achieve from, or to, move away from, or to heal from, or whatever? What are we pushing ourselves to do that our body is physically telling us, hey, slow down, okay? Slow down and take care of me. Slow down and connect with your spirit, your soul, your universal self, right? The universe within you. The hangman, you're going to be seeing things very differently, and that's going to be really important. There's almost a sense of it has to be this way. And spirit is really saying, take away have to and open up the door for you. Open up the door to where your soul is guiding you. You're looking at things differently. And because we're looking at things differently, we can think, oh, I don't trust myself, right? I don't trust the way I'm moving forward. This can't be right. But spirit's kind of like, why can't it be? Why can't we open up the door to seeing things differently and connecting with our inner self, our passion, our desire, our instinct, and really being kind to ourselves? The hangman is, I'm going to see things differently. It's going to be uncomfortable, but I'm opening up to wisdom. And it brings us then to the Knight of Fire, right? The Knight of Wands. We can be very impetuous during this time, right? We're not going to be as nurturing as we need to be, maybe to others, right? But mainly to ourselves. But there's also this sense of any movement forward, any movement whatsoever is going to be better than staying still. Because staying still has us having to connect with ourselves. And that could be something that we just find a bit overwhelming. So being aware of this during this time, that connecting with ourselves is actually going to be highly illuminating. Look at the beautiful candles. I mean, scary, right? Wearing candles on your head, but also just so beautiful. There's going to be the sense here of an illumination around our own thoughts. Is it going to be scary? Yes. Why? Because we're fire. We're intense. We're passionate. We're powerful. We're ruled by the sun. There's a spotlight to us. Heads turn when we walk into the room. We want them to turn for the right reason, because of the energy of presence we bring, not because we are so one thing or another, but because we are, well, we can be so aligned with ourselves, which would just be absolutely spectacular. So here, stepping into our presence, stepping into ourselves, but this can also be energy that's like anything different is going to be cool. And it's like, let me try new things, new people, new situations, new anything is going to be more preferred than where I am right now. Why? Because we're kind of fighting the change that's coming, or the different way that we're seeing things. So however that manifests in our lives, it can be through being extroverted or introverted. It depends on our own nature. We're going to see ourselves moving forward. And we need to rein things in, because again, it's going to feel like any movement is good movement. And spirit's like, okay, not always, not always. So just be aware of this. Let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Yeah, okay, that makes perfect sense. We're out of alignment, and we have here the full moon in Leo up reverse along with the Queen of Leo. The Queen of Leo. That makes sense, but the Queen of Wands. So just be aware of that during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Yeah, okay. So what's so interesting here is that we have will reverse, right? We have the Knight of Pentacles, and then from the moon we have will reverse and expect powerful change. I don't know why. I just absolutely blanked. So here, will we utilize this moon? And that's what the moon is asking us, to expect powerful change. Now, this is a new moon eclipse, which correlates pretty profoundly because we don't have a solar eclipse in this deck, but it's a new moon, right? And it's a solar eclipse. So that energy of the eclipse, expect powerful change. It's reverse. There's something here that celestially is going to be changing for us. It's written in the stars, and we're resisting it. What is that? And why is that? Because we have the reverse cards here. We have extreme reverse. We have here be bold and make the first move reverse. So there's something that we're pulling back from, that we're resisting for one reason or another. And it says here, path. This is embracing our path forward. This is over the tower, and there's intensity, there's power right within the tower. but there's also an awakening. Usually, and in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it's the crown, coming off the tower, and it's our crown, it's our mind being opened. The path opens up to us, and it's worked through your fears. The path is opening up to us. And it's not one that we expect, because who expects that rickety, little ladder to lead to the sky, to a portal in the sky? That doesn't make sense. And yet, the path that is opening to us is to release the fear that is holding us back. And we're going to see us moving in a direction, moving in a way that we hadn't really anticipated for ourselves. And for those of us, Leo, who like to be planners, who like to have things, laid out just so, as some of us fire signs really can, this is going to be a time where we step back a little bit and it's like, well, I didn't plan for this. And as much, Leo, as we are adventurers, right? People always talk about the adventurous, bright light, spirit of a Leo. There's planning that goes into that too. Flying by the seat of our pants doesn't always make us feel the most comfortable. So just be aware of this, that what we are resistant to is an opening up of our world, and is an opening up of ourselves. It's a profound change that we don't step away from, or that is guiding us in a way that we hadn't anticipated. We are protected during this moon, most definitely, but it says don't let pride get in the way, and that's reversed. So our ego is going to be playing a huge role during this time in one way or another. However, our ego is coming into our world. We need to be aware of this, because it can't be center stage. Take pride in yourself. Yes. Honoring ourselves is fantastic, but not letting pride get in the way is something that we're going to be challenging, or we're going to find challenging, and it's going to be a challenge for us. We are protected. So that's going to be very beneficial for us, though, is to know that we are protected. We are moving forward in protection. But, we have a tendency during this time to take things astoundingly personally, and it moves us to extremes. Now, extremes are reversed. We're going to want to control things. We're going to want to control our reactions to things. And it says be bold and make the first move. And we're going to want to control that too. We want to see where the other person stands, what is going on. We're going to want to assess situations and then move forward. But Spirit is saying, if we're changing our view on things, and the moon is saying, if we're changing our view on things, how do we move forward for the power and intensity of us? How do we take hold of this time and say, I see me? I see who I am, what I need, or at least I see emotionally what I need to move forward in. And that's going to be a very big thing for us during this time, but for the rest of the year, to look at extremes and to say, okay, I need balance, but also to look at extremes and say, I'm allowed to have extreme emotions. I need to have it in a quiet, stabilized place where it's not me, kind of emotionally erupting in public where it might not be, suitable. But I need to have my emotions, and I need to have myself be seen at least by me. And that's going to be a very big thing, because it's going to help us be bold and make the first move, but not be reactionary, which is what the Knight of Wands is reversed. The Knight of Wands reversed is simply reactionary, So that's going to be something we are very aware of. The energy is gaining momentum is reversed. The energy isn't going to gain momentum so much as it's going to feel like it explodes, and then it dies down, and then it explodes again. So we can feel very overwhelmed with that. Our resilience is being tested, but is also being seen. We are carrying a lot. She's carrying her world tree on her back. Now it is the time to plant that. It's the time to sit down and say, this is where I stand. This is who I am. This is what I want to build in my life. And this is what I'm opening myself to, powerfully, honorably, and personally for me. And that's going to be a very big deal. The energy is gaining momentum. It will once it is controlled, but if we let it fly all willy-nilly, it is going to be extremely hard to balance. So just be aware of this during this time. Our subconscious spirit energy is Earth reversed. Spirit said at the beginning, sounded like spaghetti when I said that, at the beginning, that we need to touch Earth, that we need to be in alignment with Earth. And here, Spirit is saying that Earth is reversed, so we're out of alignment. So just be aware of this. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the Lord. This is Aries energy. And that's where we saw in the beginning, didn't we, that there was that masculine energy while I was shuffling. That's what Spirit connected me with. So there's a very overpowering masculine energy who's used to demanding and being listened to. So very domineering. Being aware of this is going to be super important. This is also Aries energy, March 21st to April 19th. So just be aware of that. But I see this as somebody who's very controlling and usually uses a manipulation of the rules to get what they want. Our subconscious tarot message is the Five of Swords reversed. We are facing something that we have seen before, but we don't necessarily feel prepared. It might be that we haven't learned the lesson and we're like, why am I facing this again? And we can feel a big struggle there. But there's also a sense at needing to ground ourselves, needing to stabilize ourselves, and reminding us, I've seen this before. I've been down this road. It might have been a different road. It might have been, colored in differently in this, coloring book of life. But I've seen this before and I stand in power of me. And that's going to be really important. I stand up for me. And it brings us to our Luna message, which is change, right? We have profound change coming through right here. And then reversed, you and your loved ones are safe. So we don't feel like everything is safe. And we can want to protect everything instead of saying, I step back. I step back. I love and I protect and I honor as best I can. But I step into my energy. I step into my love. And I can't control everything. Because there's something here where we want to hold on super, super tight because it reflects on us. And Spirit's like, release it and let it be. Because you're okay. You're okay, Leo. And for some reason, we need to know that during this time. Because this is an intense time for us. All right, Leo. This is a time to build. This is a time to understand that so much is changing. And that we can be a little bit resistant or a little bit overwhelmed by things, but there is such beauty and such power and such protection coming forward with us that it really is enchanting. All right, Leo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony, I'm going to sneeze. I'm so sorry. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Leo. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.